Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. What if you could speak English without thinking too much or translating every word in your head? Imagine talking to people in English, feeling calm and confident, just like you do in your own language. Most learners feel nervous or slow when they try to speak. Maybe you know a lot of words, but when it's time to talk, you stop and translate. Your mind feels stuck, and you worry about making mistakes. Does this sound like you? If yes, you are not alone. Many people around the world feel the same way. But here's the good news. You can change this. In the next 30 minutes, I will show you simple, real ways to stop translating and start thinking in English. Stay with me. Today, you will learn how to make English part of your life, step by step. By the end of this session, you will see how possible it is to think, speak, and even dream in English. Let's get started. Point 1. Why translating feels safe but doesn't work. Have you ever noticed how you always try to translate your thoughts before you speak English? Maybe you feel safer this way. It's like having a small shield. You think, if I translate each word, maybe I will say it right. Imagine this. You're at a cafe. The waiter comes to your table and asks, "What would you like?" In your mind, you quickly change your order from your language to English. You think, "I want a coffee," but the words come out slowly. You feel nervous. You worry the waiter is waiting for you. Why do we do this? Because translating feels safe. It feels like following a map. You don't want to get lost, so you try to plan every step. But sometimes following a map makes you walk slower, and you miss what's around you. Translating is a habit. It's something you learned at the beginning. Maybe your first teacher told you to translate words. Maybe you always use a dictionary before speaking. Over time, this habit feels comfortable, but it also keeps you stuck. When you translate in your head, you make speaking much slower. Your words don't come out naturally. You start to feel worried about mistakes, and sometimes you don't say anything at all. Here's the truth. It's okay to feel safe, but translation is not always helpful. Real conversation is quick and natural. People listen for meaning, not for perfect grammar. Ask yourself, have I ever missed a chance to speak because I was busy translating? Think about one time. How did it make you feel? Now let's try a simple practice. Think of something you want to say, just a short sentence. Try saying it in English without changing it from your language first. For example, I am drinking coffee. She is reading a book. They are talking. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is to practice letting the words come out. Remember, feeling safe is normal, but speaking is about being brave. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to try. Today, your small challenge. Next time you want to say something in English, try to speak it directly, even if it's just 2 or 3 words. Notice how it feels. You are not alone in this habit, but you can change it step by step. Point 2, the brain's shortcut, how children learn. Let's imagine a small child learning to speak. A child doesn't use a dictionary. A child doesn't worry about grammar or perfect words. They listen, copy, and try. If they make a mistake, they don't stop. They laugh, or someone corrects them, and then they try again. Think about how you learned your first language. You didn't translate from English or another language. You just listened, copied, and slowly started to understand and use new words. The brain likes shortcuts. It likes to find the fastest and easiest way to learn. When you were a child, your brain made these shortcuts all the time. It helped you learn by listening and repeating, not by translating. Why do adults forget this? Because as we grow up, we want to be right. We are afraid to make mistakes. We think too much before speaking. But children don't worry about mistakes. They focus on meaning, not on every word. Let's look at 3 words for today. Understand. When you understand, you know what something means. Copy. When you copy, you do the same thing as someone else. Learn. When you learn, you get new skills or knowledge. Listen, copy, learn. This is the child's way, and it works for adults too. Now let's try a small practice. Listen to a simple phrase in English, then say it out loud. You don't need to translate. Just copy the sound and the meaning. For example, I am listening. I can learn new words. She is smiling. Don't worry about being perfect. Every time you copy and try, your brain makes a new shortcut. Think about this. Do you remember a time you learned something by watching or listening, not by studying from a book? How did it feel? Today's small challenge. Find a simple English sentence you like. Listen to it, copy it, and say it 5 times during the day. Notice how easy it becomes each time. Remember, you can understand, copy, and learn, just like a child. Mistakes are part of the process. Your brain is ready for shortcuts. Let it help you speak English more easily. Point 3. Build your English bubble. Some mornings you might wake up feeling sleepy. Maybe you hear the sound of birds or your neighbor starting a motorcycle. Every day begins with little routines. Have you ever wondered how these small routines could help you learn English, even without books or a teacher? Let's try something new. Let's bring English into the middle of your daily life, just like a favorite song that plays in the background. Think about your home for a moment. Where do you spend most of your time? The kitchen, your bedroom, maybe in the bus or train or in a busy shop? Now picture English being part of those spaces, not as a difficult subject, but as a friendly companion. The goal is not just to study, the goal is to make English feel as natural as your favorite music or the smell of coffee in the morning. Let me share a simple story. There is a woman named Amira. She lives in a small city, far from big English schools, but she wants to improve her English. So every morning, Amira puts on a podcast with slow English as she prepares breakfast. She doesn't understand every word. Sometimes the voices are only background noise, but her ears start to notice familiar sounds, words like good morning, today, or listen. After breakfast, she watches a short video about cooking in English. Sometimes she laughs when she doesn't understand, but she likes hearing English in her kitchen. She writes a shopping list and tries to add one new English word each day. When she meets a friend, she greets them in English just for fun. Amira is not traveling anywhere, but she is slowly building her own English bubble. It grows a little more each week. Let's focus on 3 important words today. Surround. When something is all around you, like air or like friends at a party, it surrounds you. Repeat. To do something again and again. Think of a favorite song or your morning coffee. Repeat it, and it becomes a habit. Listen. To pay attention to sounds or words. Sometimes listening is easy, sometimes it takes practice. You can surround yourself with English without changing your whole life. Here are a few ideas. Set your phone or your social media apps to English, even for just 1 week. You will start to see words you already know, and new ones too. Put up a sticky note on your door, your mirror, or your desk. Write a positive English sentence like, I can do it, or today will be a great day. Every time you see it, read it out loud. While traveling, listen to an English song or podcast. Even if you do not understand everything, your brain is still practicing. If you like, try singing along to a few words. Do you have a favorite movie or TV show? Try watching it with English subtitles, or even watch 1 episode in English. Pause sometimes and repeat a sentence you like. Every little step counts. It is not important to be perfect. The important thing is to fill your world with English little by little. Now let's pause and reflect. What is already part of your English bubble? Maybe you listen to music, watch videos, or read some English words every day. What is one new thing you could add, starting now? Ask yourself, how does it feel when I hear English around me? Do I feel comfortable or a little nervous? What would help me feel more at home with English? Here's your challenge. Pick 3 small ways to make English a bigger part of your day. For example, listen to an English song while you get dressed. Greet yourself or your family in English in the morning. Write one short English note or reminder for yourself. Try at least one idea today and repeat it tomorrow. Notice if English feels more friendly and familiar. Remember, your English bubble is built from every small choice you make. No travel is needed. You are already building it, step by step, day by day. Enjoy the process and be proud of every small victory. Point 4. From words to pictures, think in scenes. Have you ever noticed how your mind remembers pictures better than lists of words? Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your kitchen. You can see the table, maybe some food, maybe a cup of tea. It's easy, right? You don't need to translate table or cup. You just see it in your mind. Let's use this natural ability to help you think in English. Instead of learning words one by one, start to imagine simple scenes in English. Picture yourself in a place you know well, and add English words to everything you see and do. Here's a little story. Tomo is a young man from Japan who wants to feel more comfortable with English. Every morning, when he makes breakfast, he tries to describe what he is doing in simple English. He doesn't worry about grammar. He says, I am opening the fridge. I am taking out eggs. I am cooking. I am eating. Sometimes he talks quietly to himself, or just thinks the words. After a few weeks, Tomo is surprised. He can think in English about his daily routine. Making breakfast feels easier, and so does speaking English. His words flow more naturally because he connects them with actions, not just translations. Let's focus on 3 words for today. See. When you look at something with your eyes. Picture. An image in your mind, like a photo or a drawing. Describe. To say what something is like, using words. Try this small exercise. Right now, look around you. In your mind, describe what you see in simple English. For example, I see a window. There is a chair. My bag is on the floor. Don't worry about making full sentences. You can even use just 2 or 3 words, like blue wall or brown shoes. The goal is to connect the English words to the picture in your mind. If you want to challenge yourself, try describing actions as they happen. I am walking to the door. She is talking on the phone. We are drinking water. This way, you are training your mind to think in English, not just to translate. It will feel strange at first, but it gets easier with practice. Pause for a moment. How does this exercise feel to you? Does it feel different from just memorizing words? What scene could you imagine right now and describe in English? Your challenge today: pick a time, maybe when you are getting ready in the morning, walking to work, or cooking dinner. Describe what you see and what you do, all in simple English. You don't have to speak out loud. Thinking is enough. Try this once or twice today, and notice how your mind starts to connect English with real life. Remember, thinking in scenes is a powerful way to learn. Every time you picture a moment in your day, you are making English part of your world. Step by step, your confidence will grow, and English will feel more natural. Point 5. Practice makes easy, small steps every day. Some people think that speaking English well is only for very smart or lucky people, but actually, it's more like learning to ride a bicycle. At first, you may feel nervous and slow, but with regular practice, your skills become smoother and stronger. Imagine a young boy, Ravi, learning to ride his bike. On his first try, he falls. His legs shake, but he gets up and tries again. After many small rides, he doesn't even think about the pedals or balance. He just goes. It's the same with English. You do not need to study for hours each day. Even 5 minutes can help. When you try to use English in daily life, your brain becomes comfortable with new patterns. Mistakes are part of the journey, like small bumps on the road. Let's focus on 3 useful words for this part. Practice, when you do something again and again to get better at it. Try, to do something new even if you are not sure. Easy, when something does not feel difficult anymore. Have you noticed that things that feel hard now often become easy after some time? Think about using simple English sentences in small moments. For example, when making tea, you can say, "I am boiling water." Or while watching TV, you might think, "I am relaxing now." If you get something right, smile. If you make a mistake, just try again. Let's do a little experiment in your mind. Think of 3 things you do every day. Maybe brushing your teeth, walking to the bus stop, or cooking. Imagine saying simple sentences for each activity in English using the present continuous tense. It might sound like, "I am brushing my teeth. I am walking to the bus stop. I am cooking dinner." Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Focus on doing it again and again, just like riding a bicycle. Over time, your mind will remember the words, and they will come more naturally. The important thing is to keep moving, even if the steps are small. Sometimes you may feel like you are not making progress. That's normal. Even professional athletes and musicians practice small basics every day. They know that small steps, repeated often, bring big changes. Take a moment to think. Is there something in your life that used to be difficult, but now feels easy because you practiced it? Maybe writing your name, using a phone, or learning to cook a favorite dish. English can be like that too. Whenever you can, use English for small things. Label objects in your home. Think in English when doing simple tasks, or listen for new words around you. Every small effort is part of your learning path. There is no need to rush or be perfect. Like Ravi on his bike, just keep going, one small step at a time. With patience and practice, you will notice that English slowly becomes easier and more comfortable for you. Point 6. Make mistakes your teacher. Everyone who learns something new will make mistakes, and that is normal. Sometimes, these mistakes can even help us more than getting everything right. Let me tell you a story. Anna had just moved to a new city. She was excited but also worried. She needed English every day at her job in a small cafe. Anna knew some English words, but when she tried to speak, she sometimes mixed up her sentences or forgot words. On her second week, a customer asked for black coffee, no sugar. Anna smiled and said, "Black sugar, no coffee," by mistake. The customer laughed, and Anna's face turned red. She felt embarrassed and wanted to hide. For a moment, she thought maybe she should not try to speak English anymore. But the customer was kind. He repeated his order and showed Anna his cup. Anna realized it was just a small mistake. After that, every time Anna made a mistake, she tried to smile and remember what went wrong. Sometimes her coworkers would help her by gently correcting her. She started writing new sentences in a small notebook after work, so she could remember them next time. One day, Anna decided to help herself even more. When she made a mistake, she did not feel bad. Instead, she said to herself, "This is my lesson for today." Every mistake became a small teacher, showing her something new. Little by little, she became more relaxed. Soon, customers and coworkers noticed her English was getting better. She spoke with more confidence, even if her words were not always perfect. Anna learned something important. Mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning of learning something new. Every error is like a teacher, pointing you in the right direction. If you ever feel afraid of making mistakes, think of Anna and her story. Remember that even a small mix-up can help you grow. When you feel nervous, just smile, listen, and try again. Over time, your English will improve, just like Anna's did. One mistake, one lesson, one step at a time. Point 7. Self-talk, the secret tool. Have you ever talked to yourself in your mind? Maybe you plan your day, remember your shopping list, or check if you have your keys. This is called self-talk. You can use self-talk to help you practice English anytime, anywhere. Self-talk means thinking or saying words to yourself, not to other people. It's a simple and private way to practice English, and you do not need anyone else to listen. This technique can make you more confident and help your brain get used to using English. You can start with easy things. When you wake up, say good morning to yourself in English. When you look in the mirror, describe how you feel. I am tired, or I am ready for the day. As you move through your day, try to think in English about what you are doing. I am making breakfast. I am going to work, or I am sending an email. If you are not sure about a word, you can use simple sentences. For example, instead of I am preparing a delicious meal, you can say, I am cooking food. The important thing is to keep using English, not to worry about being perfect. Self-talk helps your mind think in English. It also helps you remember new words and phrases because you use them in your real life. The more you do this, the easier it will feel. Try using questions in your self-talk. For example, where are my keys? What do I need to do next? Or, can I finish this today? You can also answer yourself, my keys are in my bag. Next, I will wash the dishes. Yes, I can finish this today. If you make a mistake, do not worry. Just try again, or say the sentence in a different way. The goal is to make English a natural part of your thinking. Over time, you will find that words come more quickly and speaking feels easier. You do not have to say everything out loud. You can whisper or just think the words in your mind. You can do this while walking, cooking, cleaning, or relaxing. Self-talk can be a small but powerful tool for your English learning. Remember, practicing English by talking to yourself is free, easy, and you can do it anywhere. Try to use self-talk every day, even for a few minutes, and see how much more comfortable English feels. Point 8. Real conversations, real progress. Sometimes, taking the next step in your English journey is about believing in yourself. Progress starts when you give yourself permission to learn, grow, and enjoy the experience. Every person who speaks English well today was once a beginner. They did not start with perfect sentences or big, complicated words. They began by trying, by making small efforts, and by not giving up. Think about how much you have already achieved. Each new word you remember, each sentence you try, and each time you listen carefully, you are moving forward. There is no need to compare your progress to anyone else. Your path is unique, and every step matters. Real improvement does not come from staying silent or waiting until you are ready. It comes from using English in real situations, even if you feel nervous or make mistakes. Your courage to try is already a great success. Speak up, listen to others, and notice how you are getting stronger day by day. Let go of fear. Mistakes are not failures. They are proof that you are learning. Every time you speak, you open a door to more understanding and new opportunities. Confidence will grow as you keep moving forward. Surround yourself with people, ideas, and activities that inspire you. Find joy in small victories, like understanding a song lyric or reading a simple message. Let these moments remind you that your efforts are working. Remember, Learning English is not a race. There is no finish line, only more chances to communicate, connect, and share your thoughts with the world. Trust in your progress and celebrate every sign of growth. You have everything you need to succeed. Stay patient, be kind to yourself, and let your motivation lead you. Your English will become stronger, step by step, as you continue your journey. Now, I want to hear from you. What is one small thing you will try in English after watching this video? Will you describe your morning routine in English? Maybe you want to start talking to yourself or listen to an English song every day. Is there a tip or idea from this session that you want to use first? Share your answer in the comments below. Tell us what step you are excited to try, or what challenge you want to give yourself this week. Your story might inspire someone else. Let's learn from each other and help everyone grow. So, what will be your next step in English? I'm looking forward to reading your comments.